Hello and welcome to the Aftermath Podcast. My name is Ian, and as always, I'm joined by Dylan.
Yeah.
And
that was so close, bro. I almost cleared my throat right before you said it. No, legitimately, I was like, getting ready to clear my throat, and you said hello, and I moved away from the mic so I wouldn't clear my throat directly into
He almost had another repeat of last episode.
Oh, he did, because I also said, should I give you a count off this time? And I was like, haha, but he didn't cut me off.
No. And of course, as you can already tell, Ethan's on the episode again.
Right.
It needs no
cold turkey.
I would say needs no introduction, but it won't allow me to give you an introduction because you always talk over me.
I never. Whenever it's I wait for you to introduce yourself, and then Dylan, and then I do my own job.
I try to open the door. I try to open the door, and then he just kicks the door down.
He tries to open the door, and then he sees me like a horror movie crawling through the window.
That's very true.
About nothing podcast, right?
Whiskey. Red Volk. Ultra-collider.
By the way, I really need to ask if I'm allowed to mention Renvoke as much as I do on this podcast.
You've already mentioned it.
No, I know, but as much as I do, I should ask the people that I work
their
with.
sponsor. Wait, shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait.
I need to figure out
Ethan,
if I'm
quick,
allowed-
shit. It's for the sponsor.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I need to ask the people. I'll have my people call your people.
Oh, man.
I mean, as long as you're not doing anything defamatory, I can't imagine
It's
them
not.
being.
We'll move on. I'm just saying I should ask them
anyways.
if
I think
they
that's
want me
one
to
of my
continue.
favorite new creations is the descriptor gremlin.
Yeah.
However you can help you save.
DVDs. Video games.
Ask your doctor if AstraZeneca is right for you.
Other jackets.
Greasers.
That's good.
Granblue Fantasy versus Rising.
Vasaraga.
Well,
Battalions of. We started this very well. Welcome to the
friend.
podcast.
welcome to the Aftermath.
Talk show begin.
So,
Face hurts.
I wanted to. Are you okay?
Face hurt from laughing.
You
Oh,
take
okay.
a 5 if you need
Yeah,
to.
yeah. We'll come back after this break. Not even 2 minutes.
This
in.
episode is sponsored by
Oh no!
For legal purposes, that's a joke.
Yeah.
Have you ever a little too
No,
hard?
stop. That's bad.
God knows I did.
Oh, man.
So, in this episode, what I had asked Dylan about.
Yeah.
How do I even begin with this? There's a game, and if you don't know what it is, I feel like you really should.
You'll have to keep up if you don't know what it is. All right.
Granblue Fantasy is a
Google it.
type
Foreign
of
gotcha game.
Yeah, is a foreign game
Of the mobile variety.
And
Wait, really?
That's
yes.
how it started, yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Well, it's way more than that now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, I
it's-
mean,
it's
Grant
great.
still sucks, but it's way more than that now.
Yeah.
Better than Grant for
It
real.
is. I'm pretty sure that us as Americans, we can't get the actual mobile app Granblue Fantasy.
Unless
can
you're able
figure
to
game.
find a loophole. I
I'm-
think
there's
people have
loopholes.
posted links before. I actually made a profile.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
no, you can figure it out.
Oh, you can
If
I'm just
I was
saying,
able
like-
to get on, for legal purposes, this is a joke. If I was able to get on Facebook while I was in China around all their VPNs, I can
Right.
I can do this.
I'm just gonna bleep out that whole thing.
If I was able to beep, actually, no, that'd be so funny.
No.
Hey! You're really trying to shut us down. We're not even 5 minutes into this episode.
He's the one who said
I
it.
know. Anyways,
The fuck are they gonna do? Block us. Oh no! The Chinese can't listen to us. Oh,
okay.
Wow,
Well,
I'm surprised. Normally,
yeah.
that's something that I would say, Dylan. Where is this
Damn.
coming from?
you're rubbing off on me.
Not in a
You're a
good way.
bad influence.
Anyway,
okay,
so
I
there's this game, and it is it's you're calling it a gotcha game.
Yes.
Is this one of the I forgot how what the technical definition of that is?
So it functions like a turn-based RPG where
Okay.
you just go through different quests and
Right.
fight a bunch of enemies and monsters and bosses. But to unlock new characters, you have to draw for them. by spending however many tickets, and you gotta just hope that you get the newest character or one that you're looking for.
Isn't that
And
a
it's
lot
up
like
to
how?
chance.
Isn't that how Genshin Impact kind of works too?
Yes,
Isn't
and
that also how
fucking hate it.
freaking what's the other game that everyone is sponsored by? Raid Shadow Legends doesn't work the same way. Yeah,
I believe so.
all the mobile mobile RPGs are like all the same.
Little money makers.
Right. I know that Genshin Impact is the most popular example of that, and I was just making sure that I had the definition correctly.
Yeah.
But what I got started off in this kind of like this world and this story.
I remember seeing a trailer for Versus, like way
Really?
back when.
I remember whenever you
And I was
first
like-
got Versus,
Right,
and you
'cause
were like, "Let's go."
It was like the newest thing being put out by Arc System Works, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh shit, the
Arc
Guilty Gear crew,
Exactly. Arc System Works is
Dragon Ball
is,
Fighters,
bruh, is a like a what is it? What is like the definition of that? It's a fighter game, like a 2D fighter game.
Yes.
Or not.
No, it is.
Okay. So anyways, they make some of the best fighting games out there, in my personal opinion.
Oh, yeah.
And Guilty Gear being chief among them.
Mm-hmm.
And anyways, as you're saying, they have a
Right, I had seen the trailer for it, and I was like, what the hell is this?
yeah.
And I saw I saw Vasaraga for the first time. I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit,
Who is that guy?
that's the bossest motherfucker I've
Yeah.
ever seen.
Exactly.
And of course, he looks fucking evil
Oh yeah.
because of his armor, his horns, his big ass scythe. He
Yeah.
Nah,
wields.
but he's a big teddy bear.
He's the softest motherfucker
yeah.
you'll ever meet,
Battalions of.
unless one of his.
Yeah.
Unless somebody he cares about is in danger, then he turns into a fucking monster.
Oh yeah.
I love it. That's great.
But
He's had some of the hardest lines I've heard in the franchise.
yeah, dude.
I have the volume turned up in the game so that I can hear whenever our characters talk to each other because it's always funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's always hilarious, and there's so many lines between Vasaraga. They're always funny. To me.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, okay, Arcs
Yeah,
is
yeah.
pretty reputable. I'll keep it on my radar. And whenever it comes out, of course, I snatch it up, give it a shot, and I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, this is definitely weird. Like, it's not
It's
like any
unique.
other fighting game I've played before.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's comparatively slow. Like,
yeah.
the first iteration of it is, like, very, like, plodding.
Right.
It feels like you...
It almost feels like a little bit skills based.
Right.
Not as in like you have to do so many button presses.
Right.
It's actually less than that. There's like a few combos, but like
right,
there
if you're
are
close enough, it'll do an auto combo, and that's like...
yeah.
The only like basic combo in
Yeah,
the game.
it's all
The
about
rest-
making your skills work with
Right.
your. Oh no, the lights. It's like making your skills work with your combos,
Yeah.
not just doing a normal combo.
Mhm.
But they have like kind of some like 3 or 4 skills that are like very that character specific.
Mhm.
And of course, all the super moves are like
Oh,
are
dude, the
really cool.
Skybound
dude.
arts.
Super cool.
Holy
They're all
shit, man.
so anime, it's great.
It's
Right.
great.
Now,
Don't
Way to
worry
go.
about it. Just hit my
yeah,
head on the
that's
mic. Cut that
So-
out. We'll censor that. Like my.
in
Yeah.
addition to Vasaraga, as I started like getting familiar with the rest of the characters, I was like immediately infatuated with all of them
Yeah.
because they were so like cool or funny.
Right.
Specifically, Lil
Oh
and his
gosh,
bros.
Lil Wayne.
Yeah, Lil Wayne, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, I always liked little joke characters like that, Neko Arc specifically.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And yeah, I remember whenever you first got it and you were playing it and just watching you play it. I liked the characters. I liked learning about it. And then, but I was never into fighting games, so almost exclusively watching.
And the thing is, I never was either. But the cool thing and the
This
kind
was
of
a rare exception for you.
the revolutionary part of this is they have an RPG mode
Yeah.
where you can do like a co-op of like these like little missions where like you're fighting against like wolves or goblins or whatever,
demons.
and you're kind of it's like a true like forward motion
Like a side-scrolling beat 'em up.
Right, and like that's what those missions feel like. And they have these big boss fights that
Oh my
have
God.
then of course you fight these like what they're called primeval beasts or
Right,
whatever.
primal
and,
beasts.
and it's like
We got Yggdrasil. We
Yeah.
got Colossus.
dude. And so like they have like these like really awesome challenges, and then a lot like the game we're about to talk about, they have like these weapons that have like special elements. And obviously, certain elements counteract certain other elements. And so
right, the albacore.
Never forget the albacore blade.
And so as you like level up those weapons, obviously you can get stronger, and they have like hardcore missions, and it's like it's
extreme missions.
When I tell you, dude, it is expansive and it's fun. I love it.
We put so much time.
Time into it. We finished all like the campaign missions of it, and they have like we've started like redoing all the missions on hardcore mode.
Now it's time for Granblue's, baby. Granblue's Legend.
Dude, that shit was so much fun.
I haven't actually played it yet.
It's Granblue Fall Guys.
Yeah, I need to. I haven't played it yet. I need to.
But it's one of the most like unique fighting games that I know of, in the sense that it's like they took a boss from an MMO and just put it in a fighting game.
Yes. There's a lot of time where the boss will have phases and will do certain attacks, and of course will some
damage
of them
gates. It'll start up a super move that will one hit KO you unless you do enough damage to stop it.
Those are cool, actually. I like those in Relink as well.
There is a
Skyfall.
There's a fight in particular where once you get down to like 25%,
there is a big three for us in that mode.
But
first among them being Grand Order, Zoe, Belial.
Oh gosh,
and fucking Beelzebub.
Yeah, all of them.
Everybody else was relatively fine.
Grand Order
for that one fight where you had to play as Eustace against Vassarok.
That
one took us a while. Not to mention fucking Catalina. Oh my god,
some great characters. But specifically, there was a fight where the hit would bring it down to 1 HP. And a lot of times, if I had a heal on my character, and so I had to time it just right to where
Panacea 3.
I had to,
and then full revive,
dude. I had it to where like I had it timed just right where I could only heal us at the beginning of the fight whenever we got down bad enough for it.
Because these skills have relatively long cooldowns.
Yeah,
and if we get down low enough at a certain point, it was practically a game over.
Exactly, because obviously with one health
from it,
there's no way. Anyways, it's great, and it was a fun, it was a fun new take on a game genre that I was not really good at or interested in, and I got better at it.
Yeah,
and because of that, I really have fallen in love with Granblue Fantasy Versus.
I was gonna say I never liked fighting games in general, and I still don't. But whenever they released the newer one, having played a little bit of Fantasy Versus, they released the newest one. It's also on Steam now, Granblue Fantasy Versus Rising. Yeah, that one I've actually played. That was the first one. That was the first fighting game I ever bought and played. I still do not know how to play it. Still don't like fighting games. But the problem is, the characters and just all that stuff, I liked it enough that I was like, I'm going to give it a shot. And I wanted to actually beat Dylan in a fighting game. So I was like, I'm going to get the game. So I got that. That's kind of how I got into it. And then, of course, Relink came out now. And now that Relink is out, I've no life that really hard. Yeah. So even though I'm working so much right
co-op.
now, I've been kicking ass in that
this past December, I think is whenever they launched Versus Rising, which is kind of like a re-release of the game.
I think a shit ton of new stuff.
Right, with a lot of new stuff in it, but they also kind of nerfed the RPG mode, which is a little sad for me. Yeah. But at least the original still lives on, so we have that, which is nice. But some of the new bells and whistles of Rising, I won't be able to have. I haven't purchased Rising yet because I was saving up my money for the actual RPG game, Granblue Fantasy Relink.
Yep.
I can finally say this now. The joke we've been saying is because Dylan used an ability and his character says Battalions of Darkness or something like that.
Battalions of Fear.
Yeah, Battalions of Fear, and he just dives straight for an enemy, and that enemy just bitch slapped him. So he says Battalions of and I haven't let him live down. It's so funny to me. I wish that I had that on video. In fact, I could have recorded it.
It was while we were fighting one of the primals, Fury Cane.
Yeah.
And I didn't activate Stout Heart right away because that's one of Vassaraga's abilities. Yeah. He's just able to become uninterruptible for all of his attacks.
Yeah.
And I don't activate it right off the get-go. I use Battalions of Fear, just try to get in close and start doing damage. And the best way to describe it as charging headfirst at a bull.
Yes.
And you mess with the bull, you get the horns, bro.
50 feet over the air. Like over the bull itself.
Dude
and
just pinged off into nowhere. And I was trying to catch up to go fight the enemy too, because I'm playing as Lancelot, so I just dashed straight into him as well. I do the same thing, but I didn't forget to use my mirror image, so it didn't interrupt me, right? So I just dashed into him, but I'm just messing up all my list because I'm laughing too hard at battalions of and I just see him do off to the side. So I'm like messing up all my abilities.
I'd just like to mention how apt your experience as Percival is going to be, because we're going to be effectively functioning as your vassals.
What do you mean?
Helping you out through the rest of the quests.
Okay, yeah.
No, it's the game said that he's my rival and best friend.
Well, I mean, but you're still part of the same order of knights.
Yeah, we are.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I like that the book just you can get so much lore. You can find out that Lancelot hates cleaning his room, and there's an achievement called Secretly Untidy for leveling him up that much. It's so funny. Right. I love that you can find for Lilith under her dislikes and her likes or whatever. Under her dislikes it has something, but for Lilith under her likes. This is Lyria's journal, and so Lyria wrote, I don't know, I didn't consider this. Like that. Like, it was just so funny. There's so much character in all of the stuff.
My favorite part about that's easily my favorite part about the journal is that it just has so much info on everybody.
There's so much character and there's so much life to it. And I like that they really, I mean, you can tell that I read somewhere that this was announced at like the 2-year anniversary of Granblue that they were trying to make this game, and it came out at the 10-year anniversary, and you can just tell that they've been putting so much heart into this because it's just like basically the journal in this game is just like, because I've been playing Kingdom Hearts, that's why I'm really it's just like Jiminy's journal in Kingdom Hearts. You can click any of the enemies, read stories about them, and you can actually pull up a picture of the enemy. And
like a 3D model of it,
and you can see the entire enemy. This just takes that detail to like the 10th level because there's just so much more about every enemy, about every character, about all the stuff.
Yeah, and the world feels like very real.
It's fantastic.
It's very very
and I haven't even gotten to all the hardest difficulties yet, so I'm unlocking so much. There's so much content in the game, and Lancelot is my current main, but I really like Narmaya, so I'm gonna probably play her.
There you go.
She's super cool.
By God.
By God. It's just unreal. That was what I said.
Anila,
Yeah, it's just insane. There's just no way.
It's just not fair.
It's just not fair.
It's just not
What
fair.
is the... Hold on. Let me find the actual quote. And I think this is hilarious. And I think it's very apt for that character as well.
Yeah.
What quote? What are you talking about?
For Narmaya?
No. I feel... Hold on. Vamp while I do my thing.
I'm trying to figure out what you were saying. Yeah, so I've been playing Relink. I've been relinking all over them.
Right.
I named my
granding and bluing.
Yeah, no, I don't like Gran. This is Granblue Fantasy Versus. Okay, I don't know why we just decided as a collective that Gran was kind of cringe.
Right, it was just kind of random.
I think also maybe it was just his voice actor and all that. There was just something about it. We just thought he was cringe. Right. So and from now, even though in the game you can pick Gran or Jita, it's called Granblue Fantasy because he's the main character. But you can pick two of they're functionally the same character.
Right.
But you can just pick boy or girl if you want to be a boy or girl. That's it. But we've been saying that Gran sucks and he's a bitch, as you've heard on the podcast, for a long time.
Oh, for a long time.
Yeah. So we don't like Gran. So I just picked Jita, and that's it. That's that. He's the only character that I don't like, and there's literally no reason. So I named my character, my profile in the game, I named it Gran Sucks, SUX. And I put in my description, I put cooler than Gran for real. I recently changed it to John Granblue.
John Granblue.
John Granblue.
So the quote, it was like a meme, and I've always seen a reference to someone having a girlfriend that like a goth GF or whatever, and they don't really care or don't really want that experience. Whereas there are so many people out here just looking on at the wayside, going, "Man, I want to be that." The quote says, "A wise man once said to me, I feel like a man dying of thirst, watching another man drown." I was like, and I feel like that with Narmaya. It's like there's some ladies out there. There's some ladies that are like, "Man, I'm trying my best out here," and she's just like, "Yep."
Let's not even talk about the boob hitbox.
It's drip or drown. This bitch is swimming.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Anyways, I feel like I had to say that. Yeah. But so with saying all that, this game released basically a week ago, right?
Yep. Yeah, February 1st.
A week ago.
February 1st, and so whenever it launched, Dylan obviously had the PS5 release special edition,
limited edition.
He had that thing pre-ordered,
Oh, yeah.
as he does.
Way back in September.
Right. That's crazy. That's awesome, though.
Yeah.
You've been waiting for this game for a long time.
A very long time.
Not only just the pre-order, but like also just like, since the actual, like Ethan said, the original pitch of it.
Yeah, I found out about it back in fucking high school,
which is crazy.
I've been infatuated ever since.
Yeah, it's insane to think that it's been, because I know I've been looking at some clips from this game since then.
Yeah. So, with that being said, this game has been out for a week. Immediately after Dylan got it, and I watched him play on the couch for a little bit. I promptly went into the office, the studio, and I ended up buying it.
Right.
Bought all the bells and whistles and stuff, and I joked around with them that I was gonna play. I was just gonna play as much as
the whole campaign.
I was just gonna beat everything. So I sat down that night and got to probably chapter like 3 or 4 or something. And the next day, I got closer to chapter 5, I think, or something like that. And I walked into Dylan's room, and I was like, "Well, Dylan, I played the game all night last night, and I beat the campaign, and I beat it all." And he was like, "You didn't?" And I was like, "No, I didn't." I was like, "No, I actually didn't."
That's exactly what I did, though.
And that's what I'm saying, and that's where I'm getting at. Yeah. Is that was probably Friday, and I want to say that Saturday you had gotten it by this point, Ethan.
No, I got it Thursday night or Friday morning.
Right, the same time I did.
Yeah, I got it right after he did that same night.
Regardless.
Yeah.
I was the first one to play on the PC out of the friend group, and I was the first one to have purchased it and played it. I had a head start, and I was like, "Ooh, here we go! I'm gonna keep this train going." And then I got very busy over the weekend.
I know, and I had the whole weekend off, and I knew that I was working.
Yeah.
I was working. I think with one day off, I was working the next 9 days.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. I'm gonna no life this game, and I loved it.
Yes.
Yeah. What happened? So keep going.
So at that point, I realized that I hop in because it's also co-op. I hopped in the co-op mode with them, and we all played for a little while, did a few missions while we were all still kind of generally in the same ballpark of level 20 something. I was
chapter
5.
I think I was the newest at that point. I was the lowest level in the group right there.
But still, I get busy with the rest of my weekend because of work stuff that I had that was scheduled, throughout the weekend, which really was not fun. Sunday rolls around, and I am too tired. I literally am sitting at my desk, and I'm holding the controller, and this does not happen often. I was so tired from it, such a long week and a long weekend full of work, that I was having these moments of kind of blacking out and waking up and realizing that my character's still walking in a direction. I'm like, where am I going? And I was like, and you guys were in chat doing your thing as I'm trying to finish up the campaign. I think you guys had already finished up the campaign or were very close.
And there's 2 finishes to the campaign,
and so I'm trying my best to I'm trying to stay awake, and I'm just not. So I set the controller down, and I'm just kind of falling asleep as you guys are,
motherfuckers start snooze maxing,
dude, snooze maxing hard. And then I was like, sorry guys, I gotta go to sleep. I gotta go to bed. And so
occurrence.
Right, and so and I was so exhausted. So I shut my computer down, and I go to sleep. And that's the end of that. And then literally, I don't think I've launched the game since that night, which is Sunday, or maybe I launched it again on Monday or something. So I think I launched it again sometime in the start of the week, and I got to I think chapter 8 now. So I put a couple more hours in. But no lie. At the top of the week, whenever I couldn't get back on it, and I was at chapter 8, and I stopped, and I fell asleep, and whatever else all happened. I want to say a couple days later, I walk in there to talk to Dylan. And I'm like, "Hey man, how's it going?" He's like, "I'm doing good." And I look at his character, and he's like, the numbers he is swinging out at these these little nonsense mobs is outrageous. And he was like, "Yeah, I just got to level 96." And I was like, "I'm sorry, what?" And you're like, "Yeah, I finished the campaign and the secret ending or whatever, and I'm also almost 100." And I was like, "It's been It's been like a day or two.
For what it's worth, it's not actually that hard to get one character up that high.
Oh, yeah.
Or to finish the campaign. You can. I'm pretty sure the campaign. I think I finished the campaign while being pretty slow in like 12 hours.
Not to mention some of the side quests and regular quests will award you with these spell books, which just give you experience.
Me and him were the same level. He managed to get a lucky drop of a gold spell book and got 10 levels on me.
I'm not complaining. I just thought it was funny that like I felt like we were all in the same linear path. I was a little bit ahead of you guys for a while, and all of a sudden I'd take like a day or two break, and then before you know, I am in the dust. I think my highest level character is Percival at 40 something.
Yeah. For me and him.
Well, don't you worry, we'll be shooting him up.
Yeah, Lancelot's 100.
We're about to start
juicing.
juicing.
100. But we basically what happened was I got the game. I was playing with them, and like I said, I was behind out of the three of us. So whenever Ian gets off because he has to do work or something, me and Dylan are playing for a bit. We did a couple of quests, and I was like, I kind of want to go and do the campaign. And it was really late. Now I'm a night shifter, so I was going to be up later than everybody else anyway. That's normal.
Right.
So Dylan's like, all right, well, if we're going to stop doing, we were very early in the camp, like 2 or 3 chapters down. We had only gotten far enough in the game to play multiplayer, and there's like so few quests available for multiplayer that we were all like, we need to do the campaign a bit more.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to do that.
Our selection was limited.
At this point, I wasn't even at chapter 3 yet, so I hadn't even unlocked a second character yet.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm cool with playing Jita. This is really fun. I like her, but like, I want to move on and maybe unlock somebody else. But I was like, I wasn't sure. I was still torn. Yeah. So then I do a little bit solo. I think I make it like almost past a chapter. Dylan's like, all right, well, like I'm going to get off. He was like a chapter ahead of me. And then I told, for a brief moment, I was ahead of Dylan by a lot as well because I just played so much. And then I worked the last like 4 days. And then that's whenever Dylan was like, oh yeah, like I started, like you played a little bit online, which is really cool. I haven't gotten to do much online yet, but like,
it's crazy,
the community was cool from what I've been on. I've really liked the people that I've played
There was
with.
this one dude who was playing as Narmaya. It was just some random lobby. His power level was like close to my own, if not like slightly above. I get in there, motherfucker starts up a proud difficulty quest to fight Proto Bahamut. And I'm like, motherfucker.
Okay, yeah.
So
we're just going in.
Yeah, so I'm like, I haven't even unlocked proud difficulty yet.
Yeah, I haven't either. Yeah,
I still have to fight fucking Angramayan.
Basically, we should probably say.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this.
Okay, here's the way the game works. Right, there's 10 technically chapters in the game. There's actually 9 true chapters. Okay. You finish the campaign, and then at the end of the campaign, no spoilers, you're basically searching for a bunch of items. Okay. So you're completing difficult quests to find these items, we'll call them.
Unlocking new difficulties as you complete.
While you do this to find said items from completing the quest to get more story, then you're completing these quests. This is considered kind of like optional, I suppose. And then whenever you collect all of them, one more final little tiny aspect of the story unlocks.
Got it.
And you can do this and fight another big boss.
The final
and then
boss.
this
the Final Fantasy?
Yeah. So then
the final Granblue Fantasy?
The final Granblue, Fashion Blue Fantasy. I changed my skins and now I'm Fashion Blue.
Oh, of course.
So
dude, I'm telling you, the character customization is kind of fun.
It's
nice.
flapper soaring, motherfucker, we jetting.
Excuse me?
You heard it.
In the sky, there's no like sea.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, I see.
Unless you go to Auguste.
So, then when you finish that, you do all these quests. And basically the whole point of that is to do the story up to that point.
Yeah.
Get your characters up, find what you like, get comfortable, and then you can play online and basically continue the story online.
Okay.
And so those are just random quests you have to complete. And even if you're doing it in an online lobby, you can still get those 8 unlocks that you're looking for and continue the story. Whenever you get all 8 of them, if you're on an online lobby, it says, hey, you could do more of the story whenever you're done. Just go to the dock whenever you're ready. That's it.
Yeah.
Do that last bit of the story, and then it unlocks more quests. And as you complete those quests, you unlock harder difficulties and get new quests. So I only recently unlocked a new quest. Like you actually unlock new monsters too. Like there's actually new. It's
like boss fights and stuff.
Yeah, new boss fights, new monsters, all sorts of new cool stuff. So it kind of just keeps going.
It's just in the end game.
Yeah, and that's when the content really picks up. You can level up your characters, get new characters, all that. Me and Dylan haven't unlocked proud difficulty missions yet because you have to complete so many extreme and maniac or whatever. So I haven't even gotten.
I've just got one left.
So what is the difficulty tier list of like what?
Easy, normal, hard, very hard, extreme maniac, and then I think proud.
Yeah,
extreme and maniac. Yeah, that's crazy.
So and
I love
this
that
party's getting crazy.
Yeah,
I love that the proud mode is the deciding factor of like
as soon as I saw that I was like, there's
Kingdom
no
Hearts
fucking
games.
way.
There's no way. Yeah, it is. Well, now it's critical in Kingdom Hearts, but yeah, proud is. That's what I thought too.
Right.
But yeah, so basically, though, what happened was Dylan's like, all right, well, like, I'm going to get off. And I told him before he got off, I was like, yeah, I'm probably going to keep playing Jita. I really like the skill set. It's really fun. I like that you can kind of be a support character, buff and heal, but still do damage. And I like the moveset. I made it through one more of the chapters, sorry. And I made it through one chapter and unlocked a little thing, and I was like, all right, I'm going to keep playing. Again, I told myself before I did, I'm going to keep playing Jita, but I may as well unlock Lancelot now so I can put him in my party and level him up. Because I was like, he's like one of my favorite characters. I also like Percival, but like I was like, first off, Ian's playing him in second. I just think Lancelot's cool. I think he's faster, and I like moving quick. I like that. Totally not a bad idea. Like getting him was genius. He's so fast.
Even though I'm like sub level 50, I think I have a couple of the, what are they called on your weapon?
Sigils.
The sigils. I have a couple of sigils on my weapon to where I now have a 25% critical chance.
Yeah.
And then whenever I do actually crit, it's really good. Oh, yeah. So like for me, I don't hit often, but whenever I do, man, it feels good.
Yeah. And for me, mine's
crit boosting is where it's at. Dude.
Yes,
especially for Vasaraga and his fucking charge attacks.
Yeah, dude.
For me, I got
like 6 figures with
my
that
character
shit.
attacks so frequently that
Yes.
his built in and you can get it very easily up. So by maxing him out with no sigils on, I have a 50% crit chance.
Damn.
And his gimmick is that if you're standing still and attacking, you can just keep attacking a million times. Yeah. And so I'm actually hitting the damage cap with that.
Works.
Yeah, so I'm actually hitting the damage cap with that. So I have to increase the damage cap because I'm doing too much damage too quickly, basically. And it's really cool. So I edge.
Percival works the same kind of way that Vasaraga does, and with his own flavor. Is I have a
Percival has the nice perk of being able to move while charging his attack.
Yeah, I have my charge attack is like is just the unleashing of my flame blade, which is amazing. And after basically almost every skill that I do. I didn't know this at first. It says that it can be charged twice. My charge move, and I thought that it meant that I can. It says it charges quickly after I do a bunch of skills. Yeah. So if I do a big skill of mine, it can charge faster. And I thought that it meant like it can charge faster, like because whenever I charge it up, it caps out at, or what I thought was it caps out at plus. And then of course you can do
plus,
it,
plus,
but there's plus.
That's what
I didn't know
Narmaya
that.
has that too with her attacks.
And so I didn't realize that. And so like there's a couple times where like now during boss fights where what we were doing whenever we actually played multiplayer and we were like fighting those really easy beginner bosses, and I did one of my skills and was able to charge my ability to like plus you guys were doing whatever bullshittery you guys were doing, and we had I forgot which one was it we did the fastest. Was it
It was the
Quackadot or was it
Quackadot?
Yeah, we
killed him like 2 seconds.
I was gonna say I think it like the quickest time says defeat him in under a minute. I want to say we killed him in 15 seconds, and I was like, holy shit, that's cool.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that night I was like, I'm gonna get Lancelot, start leveling him up, and then whenever you buy a character, it's like, oh, would you like to train with Sir Barreld or whatever his name is?
Yeah,
the little dummy. Yeah, and I was like. Yeah, sure, because that way I can at least know his moveset. And it's like, this is how Lancelot works. He's the captain of the White Dragon Knights. He can attack, and if you keep attacking, then you can just have an endless combo where you just spam attacks.
Which
And if you endless combo for too long, you get bonus damage for comboing for so long. And it just your blades get iced. They start glowing blue. And I was like, okay, neat. So you can combo forever. That's really cool. And it's like his right click is an attack that can dodge. Sorry, it's an attack. I didn't know it could dodge it. Right. That is a movement. You like slash at them and you move in a direction. So then I held an arrow key and went around the dummy and was like, oh, I could move around a lot. And then I was like, what are his abilities? I used all of his abilities. And that night, it was like 3:00 in the morning. I was like, okay, I did not get back on Jita after that.
Damn.
I literally went in there. Yeah. The next chapter was the chapter where you go into an ice cave. I'm playing as an ice character, and I still effed shit up so hard. And I was like, okay, this is great. I think I finished all the way up to like chapter 8 that night. Wow. Yeah. It was like 6:00 in the morning whenever I got off, and I was like, wow, that was really fun. And now I'm like addicted to playing Lancelot.
So I have something to tell you that I found out as playing Percival.
Well, wait, I want to say furthermore, what also got me hooked is my right click little dash attack is really cool and mobile, and it's a dash, but also there's a very early perk that makes it so you can perfect dodge with it. So now I can dash, and if I do it during an attack, I can perfect dodge. Then there are like 2 upgrades that make it so that the window of perfect dodging is heavily increased.
Oh my god!
On top of me having an improved dodge sigil on now,
free invincibility.
No, legitimately, that's why instead of
I was wondering why you just weren't getting hit so often. It's like, damn it! Either he's really got his timing down, or there's something else going on.
Well, I have the timing down a little bit, but also there's mirror image, so I could just run into him a little bit. So I would mix perfect dodge with mirror image, and I've actually gotten kind of decent at it.
Invincible.
But the thing is, I need 1 more level on the sigil for improved dodge, which increases the window of your dodge. So basically, if I right click and I'm going towards an attack and I don't think I'm going to dodge, I can just dodge after the attack, which increases so basically I can easily I have like a whole second of window to perfect dodge an attack.
Wow. And
then I have improved dodging on so that I get plus 2 seconds of invulnerability after perfect dodging. So basically, I just stick to enemies and I just keep dodging their attacks, and then I become completely invulnerable.
Right.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah, I have all these cool sigils. It took me forever to get that, but like unlocking all that. So that's why I really got hooked on where I was like, oh, I can just stay moving and just gain invincibility for just rushing them. This is great.
Yeah.
So that's why I got hooked, and it took me I think 2 days of playing to complete the entirety of the story up to where you can do multiplayer.
Nice.
God, so I wanted to bring up the Wii pincers.
Oh, dude, head empty, just crab.
We got that crabby resonance.
So I wanted to tell you,
crab vestment returns, baby.
Your character. There was a funny moment where Ethan,
you did it. Holy shit! I need that as my text phone.
I didn't add it onto the board or anything like that. But I do have the clip though. Is that you said it was just Lancelot?
Really?
What? And I realized with Percival, he says the same thing, but a little bit different though. So Ethan, go ahead and tell him.
I was laughing because I asked Dylan, what does Vasaraga say whenever you pick up a wee pincer? The name of this, they are referred to as crustaceans, and then they are referred to as wee pins. That's the name of the creature. And so everyone, whenever Gina picks them up, she's got different names. Everyone says different things. And Dylan mentioned a couple things. Ian said that Percival said a few things, and I was like, okay, well, Lancelot has a line where he picks up a crab and just says crab really excitedly.
Yeah.
And I was like, is he the only person who calls them crabs? and after hearing that line, I went so far out of my way to figure out how to get my recording software to work. Yeah. And I only had like 5 crabs left to pick up. And I was like, I need to make this work.
Yeah.
And I went so far out of my way to get the recording software to work again, to fix it all. And I finally figured it out, and I was able to get 1 audio clip of him saying it, and I'm keeping it.
Yeah. It's like you said.
He enthusiastically says crab with a question mark at the end.
Well, and I wanted to say Lancelot says crab. And I was playing as Percival, and I was in the desert world, and I found one. He goes, crab?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Dude, I was like, it was so great. Dude. He was like, crab?
That's
amazing.
It
was perfect. I thought it was, the second I heard it, I was like, I love it. It's hilarious.
There's 45 of them, and if you get all of them, it gives you plus 1,000 damage.
It's insane.
Get out.
Yeah, so I have that equipped, which I'll be honest, I could probably unequip it with the damage I have now and put something more useful on, like more damage caps or something, but 1,000's a lot, so I leave it on. It very quickly, it's so funny because it goes like +2, +4, whatever.
Yeah, exponential growth.
Yeah, well, no, not even really that, because you get +2 for like every level, so it's like +8, +10, and then right at like, I forgot what it is, like toward the later end, it goes from +50 to +100, 100 to 200, then 3 and 4 and 500, and then at 500, 44 to 45, you go from 500 to 1,000. That's it, it just doubles it.
I was going to say, yeah.
If you have 44 crabs. If you have 43...
Advent of the final crustacean.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like between 40 and 44 is like decent increases, I guess. But between 44 and 45 is 500 different. Yeah. So I was like... So I got all of them. And then also you get from the quest, you get crab vestment returns, which gives you... And this is also how I survive a lot of the things we're doing. Plus 20% max health and plus 10 damage cut. So I just take 10% less damage.
Damn, for that same
not the same
sigil?
perk. It's a separate sigil. You get it for earning like 30 crabs or something. So like you turn in the
step
quest
up my
and you
crab
get that.
game.
Yeah. So actually, I'd collect them because I was like crab, right? Of course.
Right.
And then I realized it was actually a really good idea to get all of them.
Did you have like a guide you're watching, or you were running around?
I just ran around in circles. There was one though, because I was at the end of the campaign. I thought.
Yeah.
And I had 44, and I was like, all of the chapters of the campaign say I've gotten all of them.
Yeah.
Well, apparently at chapter 10, whenever you have to play as id for a while, they actually have them there. But I hadn't finished chapter 10 yet because I had to grab all the items.
Yeah.
And so because I hadn't finished it yet, I couldn't replay the chapter to find it. So I ended up looking up where crab number 45 is. Right. And I'm like, oh, they're over here. Oh, okay. And then I was able to, so I guess the last two I looked up. But otherwise I just ran in circles and I was like, there's a crab somewhere here.
So when did you, that's so great. So how did you get the title Head Empty?
So whenever you collect a certain number of crabs, you get different, titles, and that was
They're
one
like
of them
achievements, basically.
Yeah, you get when you complete an achievement in the game, not like a Steam achievement, but in the game, you can equip that achievement as a title.
Yeah.
And so I had one of them for killing my first slime, and the achievement was just called Slime Time. So I equipped that one. And then the one that I got, the next one was, I think, after collecting 10 or 12 of them or something, it was called To Crablivion and Beyond. And I was like, this is great. Yeah, this is really funny. And then I saw that the last one, which between getting like 20 of them and you have to get all of them. So I was like, there's no other title between here and there. But the last title was Head Empty, Just Crab. Yeah. And I was like, I have to, this is why I didn't even look at the sigil and the stats. I saw Head Empty, Just Crab. I was like, I have to go back and get all the crabs.
Have you looked at all the names for like each individual part of that crab quest?
Not yet.
Because they're all like movie titles.
Really? No, I didn't look at all the names of it yet because I've been going back because I was just playing the game, I was just running it down, having fun. I've been going back and rereading all the quests because like first off, quest has two meanings, right? You get quests in the city to turn shit in. Yeah. And then whenever you go and run a quest, you go and fight a boss or something, right? So whenever each quest that you get from the counter to go and fight something and go depart on a quest has its own description and name and all that, which is funny. But then also the quests you get in the city all also have names and descriptions. So I've been going back because the game gives you another thing about the detail that's fantastic. When you complete a quest, it just goes in a completed section and all that, and you can just read it again.
Yeah.
So like, that's what I've been going back and reading all of them. But I did not know that there's funny like movie title
puns
names for
in a way.
Or it's just like different little subtitles. Like it's the same title of the quest. It's just with something else at the end.
Oh, I see.
It's super funny.
To Crablivion and Beyond. And then I don't know what it's for, but when you get all 45 of them, you also get a golden crab statue. It's in my inventory.
Damn.
I don't know what it does. It's just in the like important item section next to my life link with Lyria.
Oh my god.
It's like life link, silver key, white wing key, golden crab statue. I don't know what it does, but I have it.
It's important.
Yeah, it's a key item. I can't lose it.
A show of commitment.
Yeah.
I love how I typed in like Granblue Fantasy Relink, and I was typing in like specifically Head Empty, Just Crab, and like the third entry here is a YouTube video that just is titled "Where Are the Crabs?" and it is a 3-hour video.
Oh my god! Hours.
Yeah.
The one that I found when I was looking for the last crab was like 20 minutes. It's just this dude.
Well,
walking.
I think was this "Where Are the Crabs?" I think this is a 3-hour playthrough of how to get all of them. So that's what I was saying.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, that video is still long. The one that I found for the last one, again, it was 20 minutes and it was all the crabs. I just had to scroll the end of the video. Okay, but it was just the guy was really quick. It was like it just said like, over here. I wish I could find it because I would advertise this person and be like, they had a good video. Because I've had to at other games. Now we finally go on to the other game topic and stop talking about Grand for a second.
Well, it's the whole point of this episode is talking about that. Yeah.
I just thought it was funny that we're like, we're doing a games podcast for one game. But in Jedi Fallen Order, I hated trying to find all the items. So I wanted to get all the items because I'd already done everything else. And so I was like, I'm going to look up a guide to find them. I don't usually like doing it. I like exploring the world. That's like the whole point of collectibles is to explore the world. I don't like doing guides. So, but I was like, for this one, I'm tired of it. And the only guides I could find were low-key not great. They were kind of shit. Okay. It was like the person would always start at the beginning of the level and walk all the way to the item. And then the next video would be starting somewhere else or at the beginning of the level, walking all the way to an item, which was next to the first item. Whenever you could have just done, I'm going to walk all over here. This one is next to that one. And like just move quickly between them. And this guy's video was literally like that. It was just like, start the level, walk over to the crab quickly, and then like show you where it's at. And then that was it. Yeah. Well, I only needed one crab, but I still appreciated the video. Like I was like, I'm scrolling through it like, this would have been helpful. This would have saved me a lot of running around saying crab to myself. And then I get to like the end of it and I found the last one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I there was it's like a 20-minute video. That was not even that long. That 3-hour video is probably that dude talking about how cool the crabs are. And you know what? We do make mistakes in the heart of passion, Jim. Yeah. I would do it too.
All right, boys.
I
got a question for you.
All right.
3-hour crab video.
Given what you know about the characters I enjoy and those that I just like playing as, who do you think is my second best character right now?
Oh, actually, I already know this.
Yeah, I told you this earlier. I just want you to give me your best guess.
Your second favorite character?
Mm-hmm. Not second favorite, just second best. One that I've leveled a substantial amount.
Okay, not the one that you've played the most. Because I know why this person's your second best.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know. Yeah, you haven't played them necessarily.
Right.
Okay. Sorry, keep going. That was not a spoiler. I was just...
Wow, I feel like this is one of those trick questions. I feel like I know what it probably...
It's not someone you'd probably...
Right, exactly. And so that's what I'm trying to think of, like, who's an obscure one that I wouldn't think that you would probably play a whole lot.
I don't think I've found someone who's quite like that yet, that like combos as well with Lancelot. I mean, Rosetta works well with me. I do like her, but like, actually, no, me and Id go really ham. Oh, yeah. Actually, we have really good stuff.
I think if I can be honest here, I think it's between two, and don't tell me what it is, because I'm going to make a final decision, but here's my two guesses. For like ones that I wouldn't think that you probably would like play a whole lot or that would really care about is Fairy or Cagliostro.
Ding. Cagliostro.
He does a lot. For a second there, I thought he didn't like her at all.
She's not my favorite character.
Right.
Like story-wise,
yeah.
But holy shit, she's grown on me.
Okay.
I don't dislike the character as that much. Yeah, it's not the one that I would really play.
Exactly.
You know, it's not like, especially in the fighting game, like I couldn't do it. Couldn't be me. But like
on
the
one hand,
nice.
you have big ass buff fucking scythe wielding demon.
Yes.
And on the other, you have a little cutesy little anime girl
who summons dogs to fight for her.
Right. Fucking Ouroboros.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Her abilities are nuts.
Mm-hmm.
She's got one called Phantasmagoria, which increases attack, defense, and crit chance. Which pairs insanely well with Vasaraka.
Oh wait, she just does it to the party or something?
To the entire party, yes.
Yeah, okay. In that case, she's gonna work well with me too, because I need to.
She also has like a regular AOE heal ability, but she also has a resurrection ability that will just take you out of critical immediately.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, I think she's just busted. I need to get her in my party
because like
with busted. That, I'm already trying to increase the damage cap for me. So someone who increases my damage, which I'm already reaching the cap for, means I can take out some of my damage buffing items. So I should probably.
This person, I just see a Reddit post right here that someone says, "How necessary are the crabs?" And already wrong question.
Crab.
Crab is the only necessary part of the game. I feel like everything else is all
it's all secondary.
Supplementary. Everything else is secondary to crab.
Right. Crab people, walk like crab, look like people.
Okay, I don't know what that means, but hey.
I thought it was taste like crab, look like people.
Either way, honestly.
Yeah, hey, I'm here for both of them.
I don't eat the fuckers often, but damn.
But when I do.
Yeah, right. If I'm desperate enough.
Well, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't have to be anywhere super early tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I am planning on playing whenever we get done with the shows tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So once we get done,
I probably will because I need to be up kind of late. I mean, I work a lot coming up, but I mean, friggin' whatever. Whatever. I may as well enjoy my one day off. And go be granning on my blue till I verse.
I'm gonna edit this podcast and then promptly try and play some more. This is I think it's I feel bad that I've neglected the game for this long because I want to get to the point where I can run toe to toe with you guys, and I'm not there yet. So.
Oh man! OMG, Galanza High immediately gets obliterated. So me and this it actually caused a kind of complication because I didn't mean for this to happen. I went into a match with Dylan and my party, and my party's not that leveled up apart from me. I have them as like I have two support characters on that I haven't like leveled up their defense very much. They're just like support, healing, and all that. Mm-hmm. And we're going up against the highest level person that we're up against right now, which is Galanza. But it's at the maniac difficulty,
right?
And
already one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, he's really cool. But we
wait, was that the guy that surfed away on his spear?
Yes.
I know him. Yeah.
So he
pulled the fucking mercenary Tau.
Yeah, I thought it was hilarious. Yeah. So we're up against him, and when we start the match, Dylan says, "OMG, Galanza high," which is what we've been saying every time we see him now. And then we both immediately got hit, and he dives straight for us and kills Rosetta immediately. One shot off the gate. Okay. And I was like, okay. And I abandoned the quest, and I was like, I'm going to take out my party because we're trying to get all the missions done, the side missions.
Yeah.
And there's one for like, don't enter critical more than 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, it's just got one shot.
I was like, my party, and this happened to me with one of the other people where they weren't high enough of a level, so I went up against some dragon, and they died, so I literally abandoned the quest. It was just me and Id. I took the rest of my party out. It was just me and Id fighting this dragon. I was like, that's it. Everyone else is going to die too quickly, and Id's tanky. That's it. So I did that, and like it was forever to get back into the quest because like I didn't realize that it didn't abandon it for him, so he's trying to fight this guy solo for a while. We get back in the quest, and we still get our ass kicked by this guy. I was like, we could have tried it again and like looked at his moveset because we were just taking too many hits for free. But like, I think it was really funny that we had to go back in.
Right. I remember at one point I'm sure it was maybe just the extreme version of his boss fight, but I was able to just go toe-to-toe with him, like trading blows with him and Vasaraga. It was so fucking cool.
Yeah, and my favorite one was whenever I had to play up against Id as the captain in the Fate series, but I hadn't had the captain leveled up, so it was just a long fight.
And I was just the same thing.
I was just dodging and blocking his attacks, and it actually felt like it was so satisfying. It felt like a very satisfying version of what other bosses that I've fought whenever I'm trying to learn how to fight Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts or fight the Lingering Will. It brought me back to me fighting other bosses in games and trying. He only beat me once, but then I got back in and was like, what can I block? What can I dodge? So I got to the point where I was hitting him, starting a finishing combo to get my arts level up, and then I would see him like move his hand a certain way, and I would dodge back.
Like,
and he would whiff an attack, and I'd throw Reagan Lave at him. And I was like, I feel like I've really just gotten this good.
Yeah.
Now that fight was definitely not. As you go up in the difficulties, they use different abilities now, new abilities, and then they also just modify the old ones.
They won't stand still as often. They'll start moving around more.
You can't. It increases their threshold for being
in overdrive.
No, like recoil. Like what's the word I'm looking
break.
for? No, not break. Just in general. Whenever you stagger, it decreases how much they can stagger because like certain bosses early on, you could hit them and they'll stagger for a bit, so you can get a combo on them.
Yeah.
Later ones, they'll stagger like once, and then they'll just freaking deck you.
Right.
And then also their abilities that would have just done like a little pew will now have like 4 extra explosions around it. So like as you go harder, it does actually get harder. So it later on was not as easy of a fight, even though I knew his moveset. I was like, oh, he's moving too quick now. What I could dodge before, now I'm just taking to the dome.
So now that you guys have like experienced some of the characters and some of like the pairings and stuff, what is it?
Experience.
Well, I know, but I was going to say, for me as a still like kind of halfway there, is there any characters that I should be focusing on as like support characters to help me out?
Apparently Cagliostro. She's apparently really good. I have Rosetta. I kept Rosetta around.
She's got 2 of the best abilities as far as like support goes.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and I kept Rosetta around because I didn't know who else was support and I didn't want to unlock characters until I found the one that I wanted to just play with the captain and the party for the quest, and then I liked Lancelot too much, so then I just left it there. I want to level them up. But then I bought Narmaya and Zeta because I knew I would like them too, but I haven't really played either of them that much yet.
Okay.
In fact, I played Zeta just for training once, and was like, I don't know if I can get on mouse and keyboard the timing of her little jump attacks down. But if you can get them, you're really strong. So I was like, maybe I'll look into it later. But then I played Narmaya. I was like, I'm going to keep you around. You're pretty sick. Like, you're really fun to play. So, but apparently, Cagliostro and
Yodara.
Oh my gosh, Yodara.
Really? He looks cool, but I haven't unlocked him yet.
Yeah, dude.
I want to do a 3.
I have, I think, 6 tokens. I just haven't spent them because I don't know who I want to unlock next. So I'm like, I just want to pick somebody, which I'm probably going to go in there and pick a bunch of people and just have them.
Right.
But
that's interesting.
Yeah, but I have.
And we also know that coming up in April, we got 2 new characters dropping too, which I'm excited.
Wait, excuse me?
Yeah, dude.
That quickly?
They're going to keep adding stuff.
I knew they would because this is like
April,
sort of Monster Hunter-esque, where it's like they're going to keep adding new missions. I figured, and maybe they're going to have some DLC, which I'm going to buy immediately.
Oh,
the thing I'm most excited about is that they put out a little preview of Lucifer.
Holy shit, they're putting Lucilius in here?
They're going to make him a boss,
Get out.
Cool. All right.
Dude, this is going to be...
Who are the new characters? Do you know? Or is it like tease? We don't know yet.
We do. We know who they are.
Right. They revealed they're going to be adding 2 of the Eternals. One of which being Seiphon, which I don't think you've been acquainted with like
don't
at
know that
all.
one. Who's the other one?
The other one is
It's a girl, and I can't remember
she's
her
an
name.
archer. I don't remember her name.
I don't think, if you don't remember her name, I probably won't know her. That's fine.
But yeah.
Neither one of them you probably know. If you watch the RPG mode of...
you know what I need to do? Watch the anime.
Versus.
Apparently there's an anime, right?
Oh
I
yeah.
need to do that. I was told
Bruh,
watch
we have to
that.
show you the clip in the first episode. Dude,
Grant's about to get fucking shot.
Yeah.
The Imperial soldier is
there's an
like-
Imperial soldier, and Gran hits him with his sword and knocks him back, and he's like, and he's kind of like hunched over.
Right, he's
and
just
then
lying on the ground.
And of course, they're sitting there and like with bated breath, don't know what's going to happen. Then before you know it, the guy turns around and has the gun, and he's just like, "Oh, not the gat."
Yeah, not the 9. I think you should. Not the 9. Yeah.
It was hilarious.
yeah.
But anyways, if you watch the RPG mode for Versus, Seofan shows up a little bit as a kind of a auxiliary character. You don't get to play as him though.
Yeah. I love the Eternals, man.
The Eternals
They're
armor set
super
is so cool.
Whenever I was playing, whenever the game makes you play as somebody else, it just put Lancelot in my party and just got rid of somebody else, which was always I didn't get rid of anybody. It just made me play as him and moved because I always had it in my party or whatever. But every time though, I was like, okay, I kind of like, for instance, with Id, I was like, I leveled him up a little bit. He's pretty strong, but then I went in the mission and it was like we had to fight a boss. And at the end of it, it's like who the MVP is. And I was like, wow, yeah, it's pretty strong. And the MVP was still Lancelot by double because of how strong he was. So I was like, yeah, no, he still made quick work of everything. It wasn't just me. Like,
Yeah.
It is Seofan and Twayen.
Oh, okay.
Tweyen.
Yeah, Twayen.
Twayen.
wait.
Yeah. And you want to talk about
Worried
damn.
about Papa. Funniest mission in the game.
Bruh,
Can
I am-
somebody go and beat him up, please?
Yeah, please.
My daddy's a lumberjack, and I know there's a big monster out there.
And I like how we just found the monster. We're like, look, she said I gotta
Kid
beat
says
you up.
you gotta go,
Kid
dude.
said you gotta go. You gotta go.
It says that
I don't ask questions. I just take hits.
Right, you could be minding your own business. I'm still gonna put you in the ground.
These may be your forest, but they're mine now. The kid told me to.
The boss is actually coming in March, whereas the characters are going to be coming, I think, in April at some point.
Holy shit.
In March, the boss fight is Lucilius or Lucifer, and that special weapon that you get called, what was that, with the red blade?
False Sword of the Apocalypse.
False Sword of the Apocalypse is
one of his blades.
Is one of his two blades that he has. A much smaller version because his are
His are
hovering,
huge, yeah.
his are flying
Right,
swords.
they're like fucking funnels.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure he'll be a
Fangs,
nice
if
kicker.
you
Oh
will.
yeah, you want to talk about biblically accurate angel? He is a man that is a multi-winged man that has.
I tried to get like ChatGPT to to make me biblically accurate angels, but it turns out
God.
unless you pay for the good version of image creations, it just
it's
gives you
just
little
bad.
girl. It gives you little girl angels.
Damn.
I was like trying to, yeah. So you have to get the good versions of AI generated imagery to make it because it was after Nick was making a bunch of funny AI generated images. He must have paid for the good one because that wasn't happening to me.
Right.
And there's like no other AI generated that's free. So.
Yeah, but each version, so version 1.1 is coming out March, version 1.2 is coming out in April, and of course 3.
I love that. They're going to keep adding.
So
shit,
each
and I'm gonna
month-
keep freaking it up.
each month. Right now, we don't know what's going to come out for May, but for March, the Lucifer boss. April is going to be the 2 new characters.
My goal is to get Lancelot as like topped off as possible, like the best soldiers I can find, get him ready. But then I want to get other people up with different, because like I want to have the best stuff on him. But like,
oh, did you also see that you have like outfit slots or whatever, which like you can have like a whole party layout and also like different weapons.
I really hope they add Vasaraga's different like forms, dude.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if you've seen like his earth or fire forms, but you gotta look that shit up, dude. It's the coolest.
All right, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I actually haven't really used those yet because I'm trying to like just get my first one, done and good and ready. But I will probably use those slots later. I'm just trying to like level up the weapons and stuff. That way I've got
Dude.
Oh yeah.
1 second.
Vasaraga's fire form. This shit's badass. Looks like freaking. Looks like, I don't.
Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have one of the coolest things that I got really lucky to get so early was it's like freaking war something. I forgot what it's called. Basically, it makes it so that all of my damage is considered the superior version of the damage. So now it doesn't matter what I'm up against, fire, ice, dark, whatever, I always get the gold numbers for it.
Damn.
Basically nobody, if I'm fighting an ice person, I still do fire damage to them.
That's amazing.
So like I do the most damage to everybody that I can, which is why I'm hitting the cap so early for all my damage. I think is that all of my attacks against any target are doing like 20% more damage just at the gate. So I'm trying to get all the damage cap. Yeah, I got that really early, and I was like, that's really lucky. But I wasn't sure what it really meant, so I like had to like look it up to read like what does this mean. And then after I read it, I was like, let me try it out. And I think I had to fight someone. I think it was one of the frost dragons or something. I don't know. I did. Yeah, no. I fought. It was either Managarmer or I fought a frost dragon. One of the two. And I had to beat him a couple of times, and it took me like 6 minutes to beat him. And I equipped this thing after because I got it right after, and I was like, well, it was Managarmer, yeah. And I was like, well, it took me like 6 minutes to beat him, and I just got something that makes me do more damage to him. How effective is this going to be? I just got it. Like, now I can just go. I equip it. It shaved off 2 whole minutes. I beat him in 4 minutes after that, and I was like, that's a huge difference. That's a lot of damage.
Right.
Went from him being resistant to me to him being weak to me. So that's how I've been doing all this freaking gold damage. And also the numbers are great because they're gold. They're easier to read now, so I'm just seeing a bunch of exclamation marks from me critting all the time.
Love it.
That's epic.
All right. Well, I guess we're rounding out the episode now. Is there anything else you want to touch on before we wrap this episode up?
Well, I can only hope that they add the rest of the Eternals. And
there's a whole bunch of cool side characters.
There's a shit ton of other characters.
I hope this game gets like a bunch of development in the future, and they just really expand.
I have a feeling based on how much they've already put in it that it's gonna. They've already made this like a labor of love. This is the new Terraria,
and I hope so. And like the thing is, like there's so many. Like I would love to see like Zeta and Vasaraga's crew with like Eustace and Beatrix and like I just would love to see that. I would love to see some more Eternals show up. I mean, there's a lot of great characters that again, obviously, as you've seen, like even just in the mobile game,
the repertoire is vast.
Yeah, dude, the repertoire is vast. There's a lot of characters and a lot that you can really do. Even this game specifically has brought characters in I never even heard of before, like Yodara. I've never heard of that character, but wow, is he cool?
Yeah.
So anyways, I think that there's a lot to, and there's also a lot of big characters that are in Versus that aren't in Relink. It would be cool to see them.
That's what I was saying. At least, even just from Versus to Relink, there's a few characters that would be
right. We got cool. Nier, UL. Let's see, Anila.
They're still. I mean, I guess they're making him an enemy, but there's still Beelzebub and Lucilius. I know for sure.
Belial.
Yeah, Belial. Yeah. So like, there's quite a few.
Yeah.
Damn.
All of those are probably going to be enemies, but still.
I mean, right.
I'm cool with freaking them up. I don't care.
Oh yeah.
Came back, smell like bitch in here.
Yeah. What is the crazy girl's name that loves Catalina? Vera, the crazy bitch.
Fun,
you want to talk about? I mean, like she's the personification of. Oh yeah, you
one of my favorite. Bitch. One of my favorite, just randomly, my favorite things while we're talking about crazy bitches is Rosetta. It says in her journal entry that one she likes is attractive people, regardless of gender. Love that.
Yeah, right.
And I love that Lancelot. He just like me for real.
Yeah,
he just like me. Lancelot. Rosetta very flirtingly says, "You're really great with those twin swords." And his reply, and this is in the middle of fighting somebody, and just after you like get a link attack or something, or you resurrect her, and after she's like, "You're good with those swords," his response is, "Thanks. I can show you sometime." Like, dude, come on, man!
Holy
fumbling the hose, bro.
The thing is, like,
it's so funny.
I'm telling you, dude, Rosetta and the team. I mean,
so
I've never simped for a woman before, but like
false Rosetta.
That's what I'm saying. But like,
Narmaya.
Everybody says that until they meet the fucking Rose Queen.
I'm just telling you. Like,
also,
the same thing with
she's
Catalina.
not. I don't know if you know this, but if you check her journal entry, which you have like from day one, she's not a human.
Yeah,
she's
a primal
beast herself, and I was like, that makes her flirting with me even harder.
Yeah.
Like, that's
what I'm
so
saying.
cool.
Like her.
Yeah, like I've got a primeval god flirting with me, bitch.
Yeah. The thing is with her is like her voice actor does a great job of like that kind of like the soft, kind of like flirty voice, and the way she says a few things. I'm like, damn, I've got to shake myself off. Like,
hey, say less, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
No. So, anyways,
I don't consider myself
pretty lady talking nice to me is all it takes.
Rose Queen ?
Yeah.
I don't consider myself a purist.
Okay.
in any sense of the term. But I've been playing this with subs since day one.
Right.
Because in the demos, I heard the English voice actors, and I heard how they spoke. And during gameplay, I don't know if I could handle that.
Honestly,
Really?
I think you should dub for gameplay because I don't know what you've heard. I found it actually really most of the time at least very good.
The only way
I'll admit, actually, Lancelot's voice actor can be kind of funny. I mean, you heard the crab.
Yeah,
his can be pretty funny, but it's just I don't know.
And there's some good lines. There's good delivery. Percival's voice actor is fucking fantastic.
Oh, yeah, and I
think that Lancelot's it's just a bit. It's like over the top, but like I think
the
it's
only
part of the
way
character.
that I've found I can describe it is them speaking catchphrase.
Yeah, no, they do. They do. And I'm pretty sure it probably sounds like that to the Japanese too, though.
I'm sure it does, but to someone who's not fluent in the language, it sounds
way cooler.
Good.
I'll be honest,
especially with Vasaraga's voice actor.
Yeah, I'll be honest.
He's been in a ton of other shit. He's like A-list as far as I'm concerned.
I even said at the beginning, like, I didn't know how I felt about Vasaraga's English voice actor when we first talked, because I was like, it just doesn't sound like he sounds in the games as much. I didn't know if I liked it, but still, I'm gonna sneak in and make your game dub for a while, just so that you can hear. Get your extended airship insurance, best prices in town, just so you can hear that. Or also the come and get your bread. We got loaves as big as your head. Like I'm gonna because there's just so many shopkeepers shouting at you that like the audio in the game is actually just really nice. Even though they speak a little catchphrasy and it is a bit cringy anime speak. I actually really like the delivery of a lot of the lines. And like I said, hearing it in
for a second, I thought that it was voice acted by Matt Mercer.
Yeah,
is what it felt like it for a second, and then I was like, nope. It's very close, though.
Yeah, so this is, I guess, you've already got your ass kicked by Ed the first time, right? Where he says, I'll finish this in 90 seconds.
Yes.
Okay, and I think you may have heard me already say this, but this is probably one of my favorite voice-acted pieces in recent history, apart from, in Baldur's Gate 3, what's his name? The demon guy.
Yeah. I can't remember his name. No. The demon guy.
The demon that helps you. I just forgot his name.
Yeah.
But him.
I'll get it for you. Hold on. But
I'm almost there. Raphael.
Raphael. Yes.
His voice acting is probably the best job next to this. And there's a point where
you would talk about a buttery smooth voice.
There's a point
in
the Fate saga where it is trying to do something, and the whole point of this game is that he's like trying to redeem himself, right? And so he's trying to do that, and he's fighting off goblins, and there's a point where he's like, they just keep swarming you, and like it literally just is like the goal was to survive. And there's a point where they're all like gassing him up, and freaking Vern is like, you got this and everything, and you get to unlock that skill that I just unlocked, God Might. You just go into a permanent God Might form, and you're just tearing shit up at this point. And he's screaming, all I need is 90 seconds, and the boss and I was like, this is like the best voice acting I've ever heard. It comes to the point where the last time he said that he was a bad guy, now he's saying it as a good guy. Like it was so cleverly
redemption.
Done. Yeah. And I was like, I'm sure again, probably the Japanese voice actor is better, but hearing that and being able to understand what he's saying was different than just a guy speaking Japanese shouting like an anime. And understanding that.
I'm not saying that
I'm just saying,
to discredit like the English cast. I'm just saying that's what I prefer most of the time.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but it reminded me of hearing that, and I was like, damn, this is actually like a really good like redemption arc, especially because when that boss spawns and they're all like, you've got this, wow, he's like a hero, and I just like, because I was overpowered, I just like one shot the boss. I was like, I do got this.
I am a hero.
Dude, you wanna know
the next line was like, my sword cut clean through the last goblin. I was like, you got it.
You want to talk about like even some of the characters you wouldn't think about have such a well written story.
Yeah, they're all so good.
Bro, like I was
so glad they kept the Fate episodes from like the original.
So I was looking through some of the Fate episodes because you get bonuses for watching through.
Yeah,
like
I finished all the Lancelots. They're good.
So
it's actually interesting because it's while he's traveling with the party, he like someone else needs him for something random. So you're like solving problems for it. It's kind of random. But
I didn't know this about like some of the characters. I watched like the first couple for like the ones in my party to help get the boosts or whatever that gives me. And I did one for Io, which is like this little, it's like a little girl who's
like 11.
Yeah, she's like 11. She has like a lot of has a heal ability and
she's
some other
sorcerer,
has another like some more support abilities that help me out. And so I kept her around. I watched her story and she's like, it all started when both of my parents died from an illness. And I was like, holy shit. And she's like, yeah. And then I was and then she's like, and then and then she was like, and then I became like a wizard's apprentice and like and wasn't good. It was a whole deep thing. But like I was like, look at these cute episodes. And like I clicked on it. And it's like, it all began when my parents died. I was like,
exactly.
God.
It goes from like little backstories.
Yeah.
It goes from like, wow, look at these cute characters to again to it being like, all I need is 90 seconds cutting the head off a goblin, or going to I like it's just again there's so much detail in these stories because for Eugen and Rackham I actually like theirs as well. I don't know all their story. I haven't even started their Fate episodes. Yeah. But just reading their descriptions. Yeah. Like Eugen is like a veteran who's haunted by his past, which is insane. Yeah. And then I really like Rackham's is that he's Bato. Rackham is the ship captain, and he literally swore off flying ships. Yeah, because if a bad accident that happened, and we had to convince him to do it, and now he's just Giga Chad flying our ship, and I was like, "There's so much detail to this." Yeah, dude. I freaking love it. There's so many characters that they gave good backstory to. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's a great franchise. If you haven't bought it, you should buy it, and you should look for John Granblue and play with me. It's a bit like I said. If for any of those out there that don't like the anime vibe or whatever, get over it, or the look of it. It may be a turn off, but like the story. If Ethan can get into it, I was going to say I got over it. You can too. I'm not a big anime guy. I love it, and so and I mean, and the thing is, and if that's if all that is not, I mean, is not enough, they got some titties in it. So at least that it's got that. You know? Everybody can get behind exactly at the very bottom of it. It's like I can't get behind anything else. But hey, they got boobies, right? I was gonna say they've got crab. Oh yeah, I mean the thing is, crab's the top of the list. Crab is selling point. Why should you play Relink? Crab. Why else? Story. Time for it. Yeah, right. Combat comes very closely next to that, but crab is at top. Crab. Combativeness is close to crabliness. Crabbiness is next to godliness. Battalions of All right. Well, and on that note, like Ethan said, if you haven't gotten it, I definitely would recommend getting it and looking for us online. We can all jam out and play. Oh yeah, but super fun. You can find me at Gran was taken. I should change my name. There's not enough characters allowed for that though. You can go onto YouTube and in the search box type in at Hindsight Studios, and you can find all of this podcast there, and also About Nothing. Which is getting a little resurgence again. Yeah. So you can go find all the episodes there, or just type in The Aftermath on any of the major podcasting platforms and find us that way. You can also hold hands with your blue-haired friend and say, summon the king of Primeval Dragon. And then the podcast. Child of Darkness. You have to surround yourself with your friends. Thy name is. Yeah. And then you have to surround yourself with your friends and then say, Aftermath, come upon me. Yeah. Thy name is Aftermath. And the podcast will descend. Yeah. From the clouds. Sorry, no, it's actually we'll just float down from a table, all sitting in chairs, and we'll just fire a fucking laser. But actually, sorry, we said it wrong. We're actually proto Aftermath. we have to defeat Aftermath verse. I see. I didn't know that. Well, that sounds like proto Aftermath. defeat Aftermath verse Omega as proto Aftermath. Yeah. Damn. We're really saying all the words now. Yeah. Well, if you got the achievement, you guys will understand what that means. Oh, yeah. All right. Anyways, until next week, thank you so much for listening. See you. Bye bye.